Hey friends, it's Rabbi Jenny Solomon at Beth Meyer Synagogue, pausing for a moment of reflection this afternoon that I wanted to share with you all. So we are on the verge, really the end of our fall holiday cycle as we close out the holiday of Sukkot with Shmini Atzeret, in which we pray for rain. And then, of course, the ultimate conclusion is Simchat Torah, in which we celebrate the Torah. We read the very end of the Torah after an entire year of exploration, and then we begin it right away once again. So I wanted to share something that I'm thinking about as it relates to Shmini Atzeret. Shmini Atzeret, this end day of our holiday, is a little mysterious in terms of what exactly we are to do, what makes this day special, above and beyond the fact that we are concluding the holiday of Sukkot. We know it's a day of gathering. We know it's a day of celebration. But one of the things that we do liturgically in terms of our prayers is that we pray for rain. And of course, this prayer for rain is based on a cycle, the Mediterranean climate, which is not the one that we live in here in North Carolina, but one in which Jews for generations and generations and generations have sensitized to ourselves, knowing that our sort of spiritual home is in the land of Israel. And so in the land of Israel, it's been dry for these many months, and we're moving now, hopefully, into a season in which rain will fall, the plants will grow, and society will be nourished, and the environment will be well balanced. And I'm thinking a lot about rain this year, not because we're deprived of it here. It's not like we're on the heels of a season in which we have not had rain. We certainly have had rain, but that is that this idea of kind of where rain comes from. Is it from God, or what is our role in producing rain? So this is not a scientific lecture, but what I'm learning is that in some ways it's both, right? So we don't cause the rain to fall. There are the wisdom embedded spiritually within this created world creates cycles and conditions under which rain falls. And we're learning that our actions through climate change, through global warming, through the way that we produce things, the way that we move about the globe, that the way that we do things in this world also changes the ways in which water falls from the skies and can disrupt our lives and can disrupt those rhythms, or can sort of move harmoniously with them. Okay. So I'm thinking about this because in the context of climate change, I know that in terms of my own meditation and spiritual practice and prayer practice, when I think about the environment, I sort of shift into like major anxiety mode. I feel overwhelmed. I feel helpless. I feel paralyzed. I feel like all of a sudden it gets so big, and I just sort of become potentially either numb, desensitized, or just completely overwhelmed with sort of the concerns that I have about not only the world as we experience it here and now, but certainly the world as our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren will inherit it. So I want to suggest that our prayer practice and our meditation practice may not, I say this with all humility, I don't know, may not be able to shift when the rain falls and where it falls and in what quantity. But I want to suggest that it can and it does help me be with all of these feelings that come up as I think about the climate and I think about our environment. Help me be with those feelings of overwhelm, sadness, fear, joy, the joy that comes in being in nature, helplessness, uncertainty. All of these feelings can arise in the midst of my meditation and prayer, especially as it relates to the environment, and can help me be with those feelings without becoming so totally overwhelmed and kind of numbed out by the prospect of what we have collectively over time done to this planet. And the second is that I find meditation and prayer practice really soothing and restful to my soul. And the work of helping to heal our environment and create patterns and practices and systems of sustainability is a long haul kind of project that is so much bigger than any one of us. It's really about all of us in all ways working together to create new ways of living and stewarding our natural world. And meditation and prayer help me stay inspired when I might otherwise feel hopeless. And they help me stay inspired because they give me a chance to rest and to remember the beautiful teaching from Pirkei Avot that it is not upon us to complete the work, but neither are we free to desist from it, that each one of us has a part to play. But of course, no one of us can do all this work on our own. And so I hope if you take a moment over the course of Shmini Atzeret, of course, to pray the traditional prayers for rain, or over this next day, in which we're thinking about the rain and the shift that we're making into the beautiful fall that we've been blessed with here, that perhaps your prayer and your meditation might be a source for staying engaged when we might otherwise feel desensitized and overwhelmed and overly anxious, and staying inspired by giving us a chance to rest and to know that while each one of us has a part to play, it's going to take all of us. And so we need to rest and restore where we can so that we can sustain our energy and our purpose to hopefully heal some of the rifts in this beautiful earth that we inhabit. I'm wishing everyone not only a beautiful afternoon, but a Chag Sameach, continued joy as we close out not only this holiday, but this entire holiday season. All right, much love and peace. Shalom.